Today we're watching dry aged steak and Parmesan cheese, and this is what happened. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. We gotta watch some Googa. I love Googa, bro.
Thanks Bliss for sponsoring this video.
Woo.
This is not the star of today's show. I mean, you can probably find this everywhere, but it does not even come close to this, the real deal, Parmigiano Reggiano. And to be honest, if you put apples to apples, it is not more expensive than that cheap stuff. So I always try to use this. Now we're gonna be doing something unthinkable with it.
Oh, what you about to do?
Dry age some steaks.
Ooh.
Now I am super.
That steak don't look good, Googa. What is that?
We're excited for this experiment, and here's why.
How's it brown?
Parmesan cheese has something very special inside,
MSG.
and we're talking about monosodium glutamate, the king of flavor. So my hopes is that this is going to turn out as one of the best dry aging experiments I've ever done. That is to be determined real shortly, because as you can see, I have grated a good amount of it already. Now the only thing left is to use it for dry aging, as this is the real star of today's show. It is a 3-bone choice grade rib roast. As you can see, it does not have.
Sorry if we have any vegans watching.
Like always, we have to have a control, and in order to do that, the first thing I gotta do is to split this in half. Once that was done, now you can really tell the intramuscular fat of this thing. Hopefully by the end it's gonna taste even better than Wagyu, because the only thing left to do now is to set it on a cooling rack and throw it in my dry aging cabinet and let it sit there for a total of 45 days. That's good, because now I can concentrate on this one. So I went ahead and added all of my grated Parmesan.
How's it gonna stick?
The more the better, but as you can clearly see, this thing just kept falling off.
Yeah,
that's
what the
not
fuck?
what we want. I kept trying as much as I could, but everything was not working properly. That's when I decided to go ahead and use a cheat code. So I brought out the big guns, cheesecloth. It will be perfect for this dry aging experiment. So the only thing left was to wrap everything up, keep adding more cheese as necessary, as now the only thing left to do is to put it on a cooling rack and into my dry ager cabinet. It goes for a total of 45 days. Once the time was up, I took it out, and this is what I was left with.
That smells crazy.
As you can see, not much has changed. I was thinking a little bit of the moisture would come through, but nothing really happened. So I went ahead and started removing all of the cheesecloth.
Ooh.
And once I did, now you can really see what this is.
Oh, clumpy.
Take a look. It looks like the Parmesan cheese really did its job. It kept everything dry, and most importantly, nothing is wet. Now the next thing I wanted to find out is what lies underneath. So I tried to remove the Parmesan cheese as much as I could. And as I started to do this, something hit me real hard.
It's
I'm
that
talking
smell.
about the smell. It's a combination of stinky cheese together with dry aging meat and stinky socks. It is not pleasant. But then it got me thinking, one of the most delicious cheeses in the world smells really bad. So hopefully that's what's happening with this.
Don't do that,
Because
Googa.
once I was done removing as much as I could, this is what I was left with. The world's first Parmigiano Reggiano dry aging experiment. And as I hold it on my hand, man, the smell is getting worse by the minute. Not a pleasant smell. So I went ahead and started removing the crust. First by removing the bones, then immediately cutting the edge out. And as I did,
It's only
take
bad.
a closer look. The oxidation is strong on this one. Even though all of the pellicles were removed, you can see that the penetration went deep in there. That is something you do not see very often. Because I went ahead and continued removing as much as I could, taking out everything that was unnecessary. And in
Holy
the end,
shit.
this is what I was left with. Fully dry-aged, 45 days Parmigiano Reggiano dry-aged steak. Now the big
so
question
hungry.
is, how is it going to taste? If the smell is any indication, it's going to be real bad. But hey, that's expected because it's cheese. Now remember, to put it to a true comparison, I also did a real dry-aged one. And as you can clearly see, it is dry like a bone.
I feel like that's what mummy feet look like. You know what I mean? Like if a mummy foot was unwrapped, I feel like it would look like this. And then that leads me to my next thing I would like to say is, if mummies were dry aged like this, right? Will you eat one just to try it? Imagine how tender it'll be. Like, wow, so good, tender. I would have Google cook my mummy.
Exactly what you want. And remember that we went 45 days on this one, so it should have more.
Everybody's saying no. Fine, more for me then. Fuck you.
Dry aging flavor than usual. I did the same exact thing as the Parmesan cheese one. Removed the bone, immediately removed all of the crust. I tried to trim out the steak as best as I could, because in the end I was left with 2 little steaks. Take a look. That is what happens when you dry age for longer. And when I put both side by side, this is what they look like. You can clearly see that the Parmesan is much larger. It preserved a lot more of the steak. But hey, the most important thing is how is it gonna taste? Well, let's find out right now, because I kept the seasoning real simple. A little bit of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper. That's it. As the only thing.
Are we gonna see Angel, bro? I love Angel.
For that, I'll be first putting a beautiful sear in all of them. Once that's done, I'll be cooking them in indirect heat until I reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And for that, I'll be using my wireless thermometers. As now, I like to say, it is enough talking, and it is time to grill some beautiful steak. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, cook them steaks.
Is steak like just bigger bacon? Oh my God. I'm hungry. That was mad good, right? Bro, and all he did was just a little bit of salt and pepper, bro. Come on. It looks so good and juicy. But when I make steak, what am I saying? I don't make steak. I got steakums. I'm poor. Is steakums even steak? Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, I ordered food. It just got here right now. I'm about to, oh, look how good that slice looks. I'm gonna, oh, my mouth is watering. Oh, escalera. Hey, Kenji, hey. They're subscribed to nicotine.
All right, everybody, here we got our beautiful steak, my two taste tester. You guys ready?
Ready?
You hungry, Leo?
I'm starving, Guga. I cannot wait to eat this.
Leo's always hungry.
So we got a little experiment going
Where's
on. Tell me
Angel?
like it is. If it's good, let me know. If it's let me know as well. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right, let's go for it. We'll start this direction. Go for it. Close to you this time, Leo. Normally it's far away.
I know, right? Now I don't have
Far
to
away
stretch my
from your
arms.
mouth.
Far away.
Angel, no.
Fight for this one.
First thing I want you to do is smell it and let me know what it smells like because it's extremely fragrant. Oh, you all right?
Whoa.
Fragrant is a word, bro. It probably smells crazy.
That's a slap on your nose.
Strong smelling steak right here.
Oh man. Okay, very good. I'm excited to try. You guys ready?
Ooh,
Can you guys tell
that
what
looks
it is?
so good.
Right.
I love it. Okay. All right. All right. Enough. You ready for it? Cheers, everybody.
Wow.
Wow.
Say hello to 45 days dry aged steak, everybody.
Ooh.
Tell me.
That's amazing.
I don't think you ever had 45 days,
No,
Leo.
I was just about to say that I've been accustomed to having a 35-day dry aged steak, and
Yeah.
that is much different.
Yeah.
And I will also say better, I think.
Some people like it better, some people like it worse. It's less juicier.
It's not as juicy as the 35 days,
Yeah.
like we said, but it's more concentrated flavor. So it's a little bit stronger, beefier taste and a little bit stronger dry aginess taste.
Highly recommend 45 days if you want to taste more funkiness, but if you want a juicier
How do you even like, I would forget about it, bro. Like it would be in there. I'll have a 178-day dry aged steak, bro. I will completely forget about that motherfucker.
steak more towards traditional, but with an additional flavor, then 35 days is the way to go. Can you tell it was the control?
That
Yeah. It tastes just like a really good steak.
It tastes like a really good steak. Why, you think this one's gonna be bad, Leo?
Well, I mean, you never know when you're on Google Foods.
That's jerky.
It's like anything crazy with that one. Let's put it that
Okay,
way.
well, let's find out about this one. You guys ready? Once I tell you what it is, you guys are going to be excited as well, so be excited. Immediately, as soon as I took my fork on this steak right here, I can tell you it's much softer.
Yeah, it feels more tender.
Right? It's much more tender, but at the same time, give it a sniff. All three of us together. You ready? Sniff time. Let's see.
Ooh.
Wow, that's different. That is much different than the
That
last
is
steak.
unexpected.
Let's give this a try. The experimental steak. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Whoa!
Very interesting.
I'll say this.
What's it taste like?
A lot better than it smells.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm like dancing with these flavors right now. I don't know how I
you
feel.
feel about it?
I was on the fence. I was like, do I like
Man, where's Angel at, bro?
it? Do I
I
not?
know. It's good.
Yeah.
It's better than the control one.
I agree. It has
Really?
a different flavor.
Yeah. Hard to describe.
I don't know.
I want to say like savory, but it's a little like it's less beefy.
You hit it
I'm calling Cat. Oh God, I'm calling Cat.
on the money.
Yeah.
It's a little bit savory.
So this one here was dry aged in Parmesan cheese. So
What?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What?
That's the aftertaste.
You feel it, Mama?
You know what?
The aftertaste is the same aftertaste as the Parmesan. Parmesan Reggiano.
Yes, the
You're
real
right.
deal. This is very nice. I am extremely surprised with the taste, okay? Who would have thought using Parmesan cheese is actually a good thing to dry age? I want to
W.
say that it's more savory, but I don't think that that's the description. I think it's more umami flavor. That's how I would describe it. You
That's
know,
a good way of saying it.
it's something
poor, I don't know what that is.
unexplainable that you have to experience in order to find out exactly what it tastes like.
To me, it's like the after flavor that
I
it
used to
gets
say umami in chat. What the fuck is a umami?
control is that funky umami taste.
Yeah.
That it lingers on your mouth. And then on this one, instead of being funky, it's the cheesy from the Parmigiano.
Like
Yeah.
a pleasant.
Yeah, it's very pleasant.
But don't get me wrong, everybody. As soon as you grab this and you put it in, you're gonna sniff it before you take a bite. You go, holy moly, that is not gonna be a good bite. And then suddenly,
it's nice.
It's pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, it's nice. So if you think you're gonna eat like durian, you know, it smells like but when you take a bite, it's so delicious. That's kind of what the experience it is of eating a dry aged steak for 45 days with Parmesan cheese.
Dry age on durians.
Oh, that thing is so stinky, my mom. I'm just gonna stink my dry ager for a year. Anyway, guys.
Fire video, bro. Fire video. I love Guga.